Bring the people in.
Well, I'm getting entertaining while you're getting set up.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining us again.
Yeah, we did not make our table pretty this time.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
It's okay to every once in a while look like this.
Yeah. We're doing our shit real.
Yeah,
no producers, no corporate sponsors,
just
nothing. Just real dudes doing real stuff.
Right. Just trying to figure this shit out as we go along.
Yep.
Let
us be your canary in the coal mine. You can figure it out watching us, as we figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we probably never gonna figure it out.
No, we're never gonna figure this shit out.
I'm trying to get my brother to come be a producer. He was like, "What do you guys talk about?" I go, "Probably you. I don't know." I think we did.
I think there was one time, yeah. Same thing with, like the listeners that I've shared with. I'm like, I may talk about you.
Yeah.
Or tell them,
just laugh.
Yeah.
Just laugh and.
Or I was telling one story. I was like, "That's really funny. I'm going to talk about that on the podcast." And one cover, you have a podcast?
Yeah.
You don't like to talk. I said, "Oh, I don't like to talk to you."
Yeah.
I mean, we can't even decide on the title.
I know. I fucking went in there to change the handle today, and the first handle I picked was like 2G, 1M, 2 guys, 1 microphone, and
right.
then, but we have 2 microphones, so I think we should just get rid of that altogether.
Yeah, we need to get rid of that.
People are gonna be like, "Oh, you got one mic. I don't have 1 microphone." They're like, "We were looking for some gay shit. Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah. I mean, a follower's a follower, but yeah, we really should look at a title.
I don't know. I was thinking 2 yokas, or there's actually this Indian chief or Indian something named Yoka. And I was like, that's a cool name.
That is a cool name.
So yokas. You go yoka.
Yoka.
Or 2 yokas, I don't know. We need to sit down and figure it out though. At some point.
What's the translation for that?
Hey yoka?
Yeah.
It's I think it was a Lakota, I don't know what they did, but they were basically like the court gesture, and if you brought something up to the, and they were like, "Oh, you can't make," well, their job was to make fun of everything, like literally every fucking thing, and if you couldn't make fun of something, then it was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
They kind of like, you kind of look at it like the way they do in our society now, like, you can't joke about that, or you can't talk about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And those things are usually bullshit. So.
Right. Or whenever somebody tells, because me and my dark sense of humor, people do tell me, "Hey, you can't joke about that." I said, "No," and I said a line from Anthony Jeselnik. I said, "No, you can't joke about it.
Yeah.
I can joke about it because I'm fucking funny."
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. 2 yokas.
Let's kick that around for a while. I don't know. I mean, we just gotta find something that we can come up in the algorithm too, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to look at it.
But at the same time, I don't really give a fuck about that thing. I don't really care if anybody. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just having fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun too. It's just I guess so much not caring about it. It's just you don't want your podcast just get killed.
Yeah, I mean, you want people to hear it.
Yeah, and then if those people who subscribe, like the algorithm doesn't even pop up whenever we have a new episode, even if they're subscribers.
Really?
Yeah.
Still, right now?
Well, because of because of all the 2 different all the different 2 guys, 1 mic.
Well, I think I have to wait another 14 days before I could change the fucking name or handle since I changed it a little bit today.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it could work.
I'll try.
And then we, I guess we need to start tagging. I don't know if you can tag, hashtag stuff, to try to bring it up as well. And
oh yeah, I don't really know how that shit works on YouTube.
Yeah, I guess if we looked at other people's, there's one, it's a learning experience.
Hashtag 90 Day Fiance. We'll just talk about 90 Day Fiance at least one time.
Well, I watched, first, there's an organization called Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, MAPS for short. And they had a documentary on what's called PsyCon 2023 that happened in Colorado. And it's on YouTube, and it just randomly found it. And as I'm watching, I'm like, I wanted to go to that. I thought about it, but it's like, it kind of freaked me out. But I think I want to go to 24.
It's like the cannabis cup, right, of mushrooms?
No.
It's just a conference?
It's like a doctoral health conference with, different, a lot of different disciplinaries.
Mm-hmm.
The governor we had before Hot Wheels, I guess Abbott's one, Rick Perry.
Yeah.
He was there and he gave a talk about how he wants to promote psychedelics.
He's a bad motherfucker, though.
Yeah.
He really is.
And
he shot a coyote on his jog in the morning. He like jogs with a gun and he shot a fucking coyote. He's a beast.
Where does he jog? The coyotes are just out there.
I don't know. He's probably got some badass land.
Probably so. But I started looking at that and all those people, of course they had the hippies and the artists, but then they had doctors and people in well-dressed suits, different walks of life, all there for one purpose.
Yeah. I'll let you finish and then I'll tell you my thoughts on that.
No, go ahead.
I think cause I saw this thing one time and it was like volunteer it was like you could fill out a survey for the Mets or whatever. And I started to fill it out and then I was like, because if you're a government agency, you definitely got your little fucking fingers into that. You know what I mean? And so I was just like, I don't want nothing to do with these people. Like, you don't know what it is, cause don't they have government funding?
Yeah, they do.
And so I'm just like, oh, there's some CIA shit going on or something weird. I don't know.
It's pretty public for
I know.
do an MK Ultra thing on it.
You never know, motherfucker. They put it right in front of your face.
they tried to warn us. Yeah.
But it does sound really fun and interesting. But
well, it's the progress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know that like the counterculture from the got all outlawed in the 70s, but it's progressing really fast.
Yeah.
It's becoming, now they're having another one in Vegas, and then of course they'll have one in Colorado again next year. And I like seeing all those different walks of life, all coming together for one purpose. And you also think about how psilocybin, or how different walks of life, how they all come together in one. Me and you are two totally different walks of life.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason why we, the other day you said, how long have we been hanging out? And it's been less than a year.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's been forever.
Long time, yeah.
So
like anytime the family's doing something, I'm just like, well, Barry's coming.
Right.
I'm like, we're going to the German festival. Well, Barry's coming.
Yeah. And we came together for one, under one thing.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
That's how we met. And then I met it's not a cult, it is a church. But the way I met him was...
Now you don't think it's a cult anymore?
The way I met him was, I was wearing my psilocybin shirt, the chemical symbol. And he said, hey, that's really cool. And I said, well, it's psilocybin. And, oh, wow, so you like mushrooms? And he asked me about Buffalo Aras, the
Buffalo
Aras.
Yeah.
And
I might be butchering that last part.
I couldn't.
Close as I'm gonna get.
With my cotton mouth I have right now. But I let him talk to me about that, and then he sent me a link, to his church and they all get together. And I don't think I could do that. But
do you think it's a cult? Did you have some sort of contact with them since?
No, not yet.
Right. So it's still a cult in our mind, right?
Yeah, in our minds. Until I have a chance to sit
I
down
wouldn't mind talking to them about the private ceremony, but I don't want to I just don't want somebody to be a shaman to me. Like, I don't need that.
Right.
Okay.
There's another man I met who does the free cell phones for low income. He has the sign out there and everything. He's near where I go smoke at, and we've been talking back and forth. And he looks like a regular, what you would imagine, just regular guy. And of course, the conversation of pot came up, and we talked about that. And I said, well, I like to eat, more than smoke. And he goes, oh, if you like to eat, for the psychedelic effect, you should really try mushrooms. I said, motherfucker, that's
who are you talking to?
I said, do you see this tattoo? I said, we talked about mushrooms. And he's like, well, what about DMT? I said, yeah, I like DMT. And he goes, well, I have some, and I pull it from the root. And I was like, wait, or I can get some or something. But anyway, he talked about how he does it. And he said, if I want to smoke with him, I can come over, and that's not a shaman. He just Now, if I can work that out,
yeah, let's go hang out with him.
Yeah, it'd be a little better. I can't stand the ceremony aspect of what they were doing. What they were showing on their website for
all
the church.
Weird and all white.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Come as you are. You know what I mean? No, don't
make it a ritual.
Don't turn it into something it's not. But they're probably like. not, I don't think everybody gets the same experience. So some people probably do it and they're just like, oh, like, and they must just get filled with something that makes them want to do shit like that. Like everybody's got to wear white. Everybody's gonna come here, you know, like, and I'm sure they get like a great like dopamine hit or something out of it, you know, like I'm helping, yeah, like like I told you when I used to like, you know, like clean the floor, you know, like it's like I felt like I was being a part of a ritual, you know, preparing the area for someone, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and so like I'm sure they get that same. It felt good. It was a good feeling. Right. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm doing something special, and so I'm sure they feel that too. But I mean, like, why wear all white? That's just the biggest turn off. Dude.
Well, that was my thing. Is like I don't, you know, it's in, you know, each trip is your own individual trip, and you shouldn't feel like you're, you know, part of, you know, the entire circle and trying to feed off their energy. I just, you know, I want my energy and my trip and my teacher alone.
What's meant for me to be for me. You know?
Right.
I don't want any outside influence. That's like the thing about going to Peru too. Is like a big part of me wants to do ayahuasca, like go to Peru or Mexico. And do it. I don't want to have a guy. I mean, maybe the singing, like they always act like the singing is like part of it, like it brings it up, you know, or whatever. I think it's coming up anyway. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I need your fucking shit song because I don't think they're gonna be pretty songs. No, you know what I mean?
You know,
and
just
so
chanting.
Yeah, like I mean, I like chanting and stuff, but like I don't.
It's about the set and setting. You
know, like I don't want to hear crappy music.
The repeating chants, and then as the drug starts to affect, then you'll start repeating that same chant and get everything. And you know, I mean, that's what you know. That's part of the.
But I mean, wouldn't that chant just come up out of me organically anyway if it was in there? You know what I mean? Like if that's. Like they're like, oh, well, obviously the medicine taught them to do that chant, you know, like why wouldn't it teach me to do my own chant? You know what I mean, or whatever. Like, you know, I just like I have a real belief in like what was his name, Terrence McKenna, I think, is that the one that's dead? The one that's dead.
Yeah.
That guy. And he was like, the plant's the shaman.
Right.
Like for real, the plant is the shaman. It's not like you don't need another. That's how you get fucking priests. You know what I mean? Like that's literally how you get fucking priests, and I'm not interested in that at all.
I do get that. Yeah, and I don't want want that ceremony.
Yeah.
You know, I like me, and I like psilocybin, and I like to see where she takes me. Mm-hmm. And I understand her.
I mean, if anything, just keep me from running into the jungle or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, don't let me harm myself or anybody else. You know?
Yeah. You know, if you're gonna sit there, just sit there. Don't guide me.
Yeah.
You know, just give me some water.
Yeah.
And hold my hand when I start crying about my sister.
My mama. And they're crying about something stupid.
Oh yeah,
I had this one friend that said when he did it, he went all the way back to his birth and he saw his birth, and he said that there was so much trauma associated with his birth that's what it helped him get over. I was just like, that's interesting.
What was wrong with his birth?
I don't know.
Was he all fucked up in the face like they had to pull him out?
Like put the clamps on him?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I never saw the guy's face.
Oh, okay.
It was just somebody that we talked to over the internet,
okay.
On Instagram or something. He was like some guy that was growing mushrooms somewhere, and he was telling me about it, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what you know. He just said because we were talking about it, and he was telling me where he was going. He's like, I'm going to Peru, or I think he said he was going to Peru, and I was like, dude, you have to. I was like, you have to try this because he's like. I think he lived in Florida, and he was growing mushrooms over there, and like it's legal, and so like you can grow them legally and have them. I don't know if you can grow them, you can possess them legally in Florida.
Right.
And like so he was like, but he was always depressed and shit, and so I was like, when he talked about going to Peru, I was like, dude, do fucking ayahuasca. Like, why wouldn't you? And I don't know, we lost contact. I don't know what happens to. I stopped following a lot of those guys on Instagram for some reason. I don't know why. It's like. So weird.
Because
I just think they're all CIA or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a little schizophrenia going on.
It's okay to think that way. You know, sometimes a little paranoia doesn't hurt.
I mean, I'm not even doing anything, but it's just like I don't know. It's just like they'll do something eventually that will turn me off. Like I told you that one guy, he's from somewhere here in Texas, and he's like growing all kind of crazy shit. And it's crazy to me how they'll even put that shit on the internet. And he was like telling me how his ex-wife came over to his house and was breaking windows and shit. And I was just like, oh my god, dude, you're about to go to jail. Like, like you're over there with a fucking factory at your house. Like this is so crazy.
Yeah, that is
blown away. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I have thought about it. I was like, man, I hope, nothing ever, yeah. I know exactly what, that's kind of weird.
So what happened on the way to work?
Oh, man, on the way here.
Not to work.
We have bad traffic here, especially right here in front of the shop sometimes. But, there was a rear end collision on the other side of the highway. The funny part, as you're driving by and you look and you see the car and it says Safeway drivers, student education, and they got rear ended. And so I'm kind of toasted anyway. And I'm like, can you imagine being a 15-year-old student driver and studying? Bam!
Yeah. Somebody hits you. And
somebody hits you. Yeah, and
you're never driving again.
Fuck no, you're right. Yeah.
It was probably their fault. I bet they slammed on the brakes. You know how when you first get in a car, you're like you're just like, everything sucks.
Yeah, but I don't know, dude. It's just
That's pretty funny.
I was like, damn. That'd be bullshit if I was.
What did you bring this for? Just for decoration?
Yeah, just for decoration.
This thing is cool, right?
Right.
I bought it for me originally, but then I was like, Barry would really like this.
It's been on my coffee table, and then I just thought it'd be a cool conversation piece.
Yeah, I was just like, Barry will like this more than me.
It has the perfect blue.
Yeah, it's cool looking.
I like whenever albinos come up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just growing in moss, and that's not true.
Well, no, of course it's not true. But,
It's cool looking though. It's like Michael's really came through this year. Like I was like surprised when I went and saw Michael's Halloween stuff. I was like, holy shit! They had some really cool stuff at Michael's. I was really surprised.
Right.
Yeah, they are neat.
But I feel like kind of show and tell.
Yeah.
Because it was whenever I was looking at, I was thinking about that whole walk of life thing and how everybody, how I've met so many people because of psilocybin. I was just looking at that thing. I was like, and I was, of course, a little bit. I took about 2 grams when I was meditating. And I was like, dude, I need to talk to Jay about that.
About that thing?
No, just about all the thought while I was looking at that, and I was meditating on it and thinking about the different walks of life and how good psilocybin has made my life, both inside my head and outside as well.
I think the really cool part for me was because I don't ever trip anymore, but like it just I got to that point like where I was watching that one video with that guy and he was just so full of love and he just like he was talking to what's his name, Hamilton Morris or Morris Hamilton, what's
Morris
that guy?
Hamilton.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. And I felt like that still wasn't it, but anyway, so he's talking to that guy, and the guy was just like, I don't even do psychedelics anymore. I just reached this point where it's just like I didn't need that, and like I just feel like that's kind of what happened to me in a way. I just don't need that anymore. Like I have all that stuff, but I mean I still want to do it every now and then.
Right.
It's just like my life right now is not conductive to it.
No, your life isn't conducted to it, and I know I don't need psychedelics anymore.
Yeah.
As far as sometimes I got really.
You definitely did though.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs it, especially in their 40s.
I got really depressed. Like the other day, I just had this really acute anxiety, depression attack come, and I was like, no, I need to recognize this. I dealt with it, like sober.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not bad.
That's cool. Yeah.
Now I still want to do them.
Yeah, me too. I still want to all the time. I can't.
But I can. So
yeah. If I do it, I gotta like rent a place and go there, and this goddamn I just couldn't do it in my house.
No, it's
you gotta find a place. That's why that's part of why I want to go to Mexico. And I still want to do ayahuasca. Like I just want to experience it, like 12 hours or whatever, just fully deeply immersed in that. Yeah, I want to know that.
Right. I
have to before I die. Like I have to. I feel like if I don't before I die, maybe I won't get the secret that's waiting for me on the other side. You know what I mean? I just feel like that might be the door opener. That might be when they talk about the key to salvation. I mean, but I also feel like I've already kind of experienced that on mushrooms, so I don't know.
Well, it's definitely a longer trip than mushrooms, and it is deeper.
It's like twice the trip. Yeah.
Whenever they were doing DMT studies in Switzerland, they hooked them up to an IV.
Yeah.
So they didn't smoke it. They kept them under for an hour through an IV. And that's the most they would do is an hour.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Being deep under DMT for a full hour, because that's that would feel like I mean, the 15 minutes feels like, ages. But you still don't feel like you were there long enough because you're like, oh wait, it taught me.
I was almost there.
I can't remember
I gotta
what
go back.
I remember it said something. Yeah, I want to go back. I want to go back.
Yeah.
Fuck you humans.
It's gonna be a totally different experience the next time.
But yeah,
You're never gonna get back
it's a
to
whole
that,
separate. I learned a long. If it's anything like, whenever it's like psilocybin, no true trips are the same.
No.
It makes me, the girl told me the other day, she goes, I'm so stupid today, I can't think of words. I said, oh, you're just today? She goes, no, you don't understand. I just feel like today. And then she gets flustered.
Is she retarded? Because you're talking like she's retarded.
No, she has a foreign accent.
You can't do it. Yeah.
And whenever she gets that flustered, and I will egg her on, she'll just start talking in German.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So now it's not retarded. It's just she constantly has to translate.
You think that happens to English people that go to Germany? And they're like talking German, and like they just talk shit to them the whole time. Like your German sucks, bitch. Like,
yeah, I really do.
Yeah, you hope so, right?
What
yeah. Like they're nice and we're not. Yeah.
No, they'll. She told me that they understand over there, and like if you don't speak German, that they'll, somebody will help you translate.
Okay.
Or if you try to speak German, they'll just laugh at you, but they'll kind of.
Yeah.
They'll get along with you. Nobody.
Well, that's what we're doing here too. We're laughing at her, and then we're helping her learn how to say it right. Yeah, so say it.
But I said, Germany doesn't want to make anybody mad,
Yeah,
so they're like, "Oh, you're so funny. It's okay. We'll help you."
Yeah. Germany really got the raw end of the deal.
Yeah, they did.
Especially in World War I. I get why they were so mad. I'm not saying that they should just exterminate a whole race of people, but I get that they got all their fucking land taken away from them. You know what I mean? So I get that like you would be out for revenge. Imagine if somebody came here and like we were in a little bit of a tiff. They came here and took away everything but like a little piece. That's what happened in Germany though. They got everything taken away. They got just a little slivet. I get it. Yeah. They ruined that because like I like ancient cultures and shit, and like the swastika has been around forever.
Right.
It wasn't even called that. It's the sun wheel. It's like that's what it symbolizes as the sun.
Right.
And it's like it's just such a bummer that they fucking ruined it.
Yeah, they ruined it. Yeah. Never mind the whole.
It's an ancient. Yeah, it's ancient. It goes back so far, but nope, not to us. It's just because we don't have a long view of history.
Right.
It's so small. So it's fucking retarded. It's fucking retarded.
Oh man. Being a nurse is kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love my job now. I don't, I don't do a lot of patient care. I'm more supervisory and
Do
things
you
like
ever
that.
have to go see patients?
Some, it's
if there's
possible.
an issue.
Yeah, it's
has
possible.
an issue, possible.
But like, we would have to be really, really busy.
I was thinking about that with your boss. I was like, I wonder if she ever has to go.
Yeah, no, she will.
Really?
She likes to go whenever she has a chance. But she doesn't get a chance very often.
Yeah.
But she likes to go and not
Yeah, she's such a kind person.
Right.
Like, I mean, you don't always see it, because she's so quiet. But like, she is so kind. She reminds me of my mother when my mother was younger. Like, because my mom was really nice when she was young, and as she got older, she just got meaner. And
they all do. They all
I think
do.
it's part of life.
Yeah.
And but she like a lot. There'll be some things about Sean that just remind me of my mom so much. So
Right.
in a good way, all in good ways.
Oh, totally, for sure.
I think a big part of it is just because my mom was a nurse too.
Right. I'm sure that's a lot to relate with.
Yeah.
Especially growing up knowing your mom was a nurse, and then that because I'm sure you remember your mom at her age in their 40s. So.
You have any good stories from when you were a nurse?
Well, and not in my current role.
Yeah.
But I used to work as an emergency room nurse, and I was a unit clerk, and then a nurse tech, which is basically like a CNA, in the ER, and I became a nurse, and right after I became, went through it, and I thought I knew everything, because all of that was in the same, and I was confident, I was strong, but nothing prepares you for what can walk in that door at ER. And there was this one time a lady farted and died. She came in with a GI bleed on the downstairs.
Her asshole.
Yeah. and we were keeping her palliated, we were keeping her under control and giving her fluids, and she was talking, but she was kind of pale, and we were giving her blood. And as I'm working on her and making her well, she's just like, I got a fart. And this room that we're in, it's a small room. Like there's a room for a bed, and there's a wall, and there's I have it on my side. I have her kind of scooted that way because I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
So I got her bed scooted towards the wall, and as I'm working on her, she's like, I got a fart. And I said, well, let's roll. So we rolled her a little bit because she's kind of a bigger girl. So we rolled her, and then she goes, blah! And whenever she farted, like she was wearing a hospital gown, so there was nothing back there. Whenever she farted, it just blasted poop and blood all over the wall, and it smelled horrible. And I went in shock. I was like, oh shit! And so I pulled.
Did she die instantly right there? Like right
yeah,
now?
yeah, just like we worked her, but yeah, she lost too much blood.
Yeah.
It was, we couldn't replace, and we got her into
How
trying to
old
get
was
her
she?
in her 70s.
Oh, yeah.
She was an older one. But
what a way to go.
yeah, I mean, quick.
That's your last words.
I got a fart.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what did you do in your life to deserve that?
But it's just, just how people go. I mean, I've seen, strokes.
Yeah, I guess so.
I've seen, people die of, a lot of different things. It just, at least it was quick. But
Yeah.
she had no major medical problems, which meant she never went to the doctor to be diagnosed with anything. Well, I can honestly kind of support that.
Yeah. That's the path I'm going.
I mean, honestly, my I don't know if I told you my granddad. I told you the story. Stories about my granddaddy, the man I'm named after. But I remember whenever he died, he was about 86, about 88.
He has the same last name.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But at 85, he just. I was like, Granddad, let me get my pill box ready for you. And he goes, no, I'm not taking meds no more. I said, what do you mean? He goes, no, I'm done taking all that shit. I'm done. I'm tired of all putting these pills in. I said, I'm ready to go. All right, dude. Also, you're still up. You're still walking around. So what do you want to do? That fucker 2 years later, finally, started getting sick.
Really?
Yeah. He actually, once he got off all those meds, he actually, could, like.
What was he on meds for?
Hard, because he had like 45 bypasses, and he's a truck driver. And, of course, 80 truck driver. Truck stop cafes.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Big dude.
Oh, he's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
85. That's a long time.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Up there.
I mean, and that's what it is. Just all that. No dementia or anything. Just all heart. And I just remember, no, I'm not taking it because there's like 3 or 4 or 5 different pills.
It's not very many. My grandparents were taking like 20.
Right. But and I wasn't even a nurse whenever all this happened. And whenever I became a nurse, and in the ER, and I didn't ever fuck around with people's home meds. And it wasn't until I became a hospice nurse, and I started seeing people's meds, and I started taking people off of them. I was like, no, you don't need this. You don't need this. I mean, it's not having anything to do with my granddad. It's just it's, whenever you're getting close, why keep shoving pills down the nose?
If you're already on hospice, yeah.
Yeah.
Why keep taking meds that keep you alive?
Well, not so much alive. It's just that weren't doing anything else.
Yeah.
They're not helping you anymore. So
they just like overprescribe everything,
right?
Statins are like real overprescribed.
Well, with the problem, and one of the reasons why we have clinics now with like several different specialties in them, is because I would go see this doctor, and then I'd go across town to see this doctor about a whole different disease, a whole different set of my body, a whole different part of my body. And he would prescribe meds that this doctor didn't know about, and back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's how people end up on all these different meds.
Oh wow.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's why clinics with different specialties started coming together. And thankfully now a lot of EMRs will talk to each other to where if I'm your doctor, I can look you up on other places.
That's cool.
To see meds that you may have forgotten about.
Yeah.
Shit like that. And that's why, oh yeah, the EMR is really saving lives.
Really?
And polypharmacies and things like that.
Yeah, you would think there would be something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never thought of that. Wow.
But of course, I'm just one dude and an outside observer, and just I could be totally wrong.
Could be.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
But I don't know. After I get a little high, and I'm like, the problem is too many meds. Because my granddaddy,
Yeah.
Like for entertainment purposes only, this is not.
We gotta start the episode with that. We'll get it together one of these days.
Oh man, I know we were gonna cover it last night, and but man, I had this congestion and I couldn't get shit. Like I was at work and I was like, I don't know, just don't talk to me. Nobody talk to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I loaded it all up and now I feel better, but you know.
I was like fasting yesterday. I did like a 22-hour fast. I was gonna try to do longer, but then I was like, oh, I got a tattoo this week, so I was like, I didn't want to be low on energy and shit, you know. And that's what happens when I fucking fast. Usually after about 20 hours or so, I just become real calm, like real. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. I intentionally did, a fast on Sunday night to Monday night, where I got back from the weekend, and I just didn't eat, and I woke up late. I still had, I had a protein shake, but no real food until I got home. I was like, oh fuck, and I even went grocery shopping. Yeah. But I was I wasn't even hungry. I was just like,
that's what happens. You don't get hungry.
But you get so. But by the time I got home, got everything ready, I was like, fuck, I haven't eaten. It wasn't intentional fast. It was just I don't think I ate today. And that's why I was like, I looked at DTs and shit.
That's what I didn't eat today. Like I did a 20-hour fast basically today, and then like right at 4 o'clock, 4:30 or something, I was like, let me eat real quick because I just didn't want to be shaky with Jeff's leg, you know.
Right.
The last thing I want to do is be shaky on a tattoo. But I do want to I do like at least a 48-hour fast. I feel like 3 days is pretty rough, but I don't know.
That's a long time without food.
Yeah. I just want my gut biome to make it. That's all. I don't want all that shit to die off.
And whether it's I know you take probiotics.
Yeah, kind of. Not on a regular. But they have to be cold, and so like it's just sometimes I don't feel like eating sauerkraut. You know? One day I did drink that juice though, boy. I drank a bunch of that juice and just shit my brains out. But I shit my brains out all the time.
Just one day. I was like,
I shit my brains out all the time.
You're talking about your diarrhea it's an event.
Yeah, I think it's the fucking meat, but I don't know. It could be your fucking weed cookies. Like, I don't know. Shantae's daddy said that he called them diarrhea cookies too. So obviously I'm not the only one getting diarrhea.
I don't have any. I can control my bowels.
Oh, I can control it. I can hold diarrhea shit all day, but like it's not like it's gonna come bleeding out of my ass. But
you roll over, I gotta
die of fucking real, It's like holy fuck. But that happened when I first started eating meat all the time too, like just mainly meat.
Right.
That's like, and that happened for a while, so I don't know what it is. And I'm still just eating mainly meat, so who knows?
Yeah, that's what Jordan Peterson. He only eats meat and water.
Yeah, but like they talk about it like as if the diarrhea goes away. I don't know if the diarrhea goes away.
Maybe.
Just my shits are diarrhea now.
Yeah. It's just like that.
Yeah.
If this is your diet, then this is
Do you
what's going
think
to happen.
the difference is with diarrhea and shitting is like when it's diarrhea, it's like it's obviously liquid, but you're doing it multiple times. Because I just do diarrhea once a day.
Yeah.
And somebody on here is gonna be like, "You got cancer, bro." Well, we're not going to the doctor to find out. So.
Just gonna wait.
Yeah, just let it fall out the back of me or whatever. Or grow another face down there or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty when a prostatectomy happens.
Oh, I bet. You gotta feel that one coming though, right? Like there's gotta be
it's a prolapse.
Is it diarrhea? Is that the sign? Like,
no, actually, orange up there probably has caused it though.
Like an orange?
Yeah.
Like getting an orange shoved up your ass?
Before I was a nurse, I was a prison guard.
Yeah.
And I worked in a psych prison, so they couldn't have bunk beds; they had to be long ones.
Mm-hmm.
And you had 2 beds, and they also had 4 beds. And the real long one, that's a really long, it's not just a normal 8x10 cell. So when I was brand new, I was 19 years old, and I was like, I'm gonna go work in the prison. You're gonna see a bunch of gay shit. Well, I mean, it's prison. But you can't mentally prepare for what I'm about to tell you.
I never saw none of that gay shit. I mean, I saw some gay shit, but it wasn't. I never saw gay acts. But anyway, go on.
So there's another white boy. It was in a cell with 3 dark-skinned individuals that were a lot bigger than him. And we were on lockdown, and on lockdown they served you the fruit and the sample, the Johnny sack. And it had an orange, and it was bigger than a Clementine, but not like a big, Florida orange because it's prison. So
Florida orange.
as I'm going down down the run, and I look over and I'm like, what? And he's like, boss, I need to talk to you. Okay, about what? No, I need to talk to you like in private. So I open this up door and it goes in. He's like, I have an orange on my ass. I said, you have an orange up your ass? Yeah. I said, oh, well, how did this get up there? And the three other individuals are standing in the corner laughing. And I said, okay, what's the big fucking joke? And he goes, no, really. And he turned around and he pulled his pants down and he bent over it. You could see the
orange. Oh my God.
Bam!
Oh my
You could see the. I said, wait a minute, is that whole? Yeah. And you could tell. I mean, like, you know, they're like. I said, that's a whole orange. Yeah. All right. Well.
Why didn't he scream or something?
Because he'd been blown the fuck out.
Well, like his asshole?
Yeah.
Like by rape or whatever, you got raped a bunch?
Yeah.
But still, why wouldn't you scream if somebody's trying to put an orange
He
up your
may
ass?
have tried, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
And they may have muffled, I don't know, there was three of them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh my God.
that would be that causes a prolapse right there.
For sure, yeah. Is that forever?
Well, I mean,
Is it
surgery can help.
Oh, yeah, surgery.
They can surgically prepare
Get
it.
your snapback.
Yeah, I mean, you know, prolapse, I've seen prolapse vaginas, but that's been in the ER.
How did you see one of those?
Just in the ER, like, you know.
Well, what makes one of those?
Oh, women, you know, just their body land, and it's an orifice with just stuff inside of it.
So it just falls out?
Well,
like
I
at
mean,
what
it
age?
starts losing, you know, muscle control.
You're talking about older person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like every old woman should just
Not
expect for her pussy to fall out.
Not everyone, because they do bladder suspension.
You get some real help here. We're teaching you guys stuff.
This is all for entertainment purposes only. I don't know anything about
These are all fake stories. All fake stories. They're just characters we're pretending to be right now.
It's just,
All this stuff comes off.
Oh, wouldn't that be exciting? It'd be like playing this video game, Baldur's Gate 3, with you put on this mask and you can change your, you know, to look like whatever you want.
It is a video game?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's?
Baldur's.
Baldur's, okay.
Yeah. And
it's on PlayStation?
Yeah. It's a role-playing game. You know, I like that bullshit. Like Dungeons, it's made from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Has the D20s and all.
Is it
that.
like Final Fantasy?
No.
I don't remember Final Fantasy from when I was a kid. Like I don't know nothing about anything you're talking about. I mean, I know Call of Duty, that's it. But like when it comes to the other games, I know very little. But fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh well. Something about a video game. What were you saying?
I was saying how, you know, it would be, you know, like they have this one mask or one helmet that you put on that you can you can disguise yourself to look like a different race, you know, to like that. And you were talking about how all this comes off. I was like, that'd be really cool. Just, you know.
It's a new game?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it pretty good.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what. Oh, I was just talking about Final Fantasy, and when I was a kid, I would watch this one kid. He like lived on my street, and I don't even remember how we became friends. I think I was friends with his older brother, and then I became friends with the guy's middle brother, who was the guy that got hit by the fucking car. So I went over to my friend's house one summer, and his little brother was there, and his little brother had a cast from his waist all the way down one leg, and then halfway down the other leg. And he got hit by a car though, and he had to be in this fucking crazy cast, and so he just could play video games, and so he was playing Final Fantasy, and it was the most boring shit ever. It was just like this thing would pop up, you'd have to read it, and you have to make some decisions and shit. I was just like, oh my god. I guess people that like those kind of games probably watch the trailers of the video game when they, you know, like when they're telling you the story and shit.
Right.
I just can't do it.
Yeah, we watch all the cutscenes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the cutscenes are awesome. You know, if you. It's like watching a movie. It's like, you know, you go on this adventure.
Oh, I thought you meant like cut out scenes. So cut scenes are like,
you know,
the story.
Yeah, the story.
Got you.
Yeah,
okay.
You know, they'll watch all of that.
You like that?
Yeah, because
you talked about games and their stories before, so.
Right. Well, you know, like you go on whatever this level is, you know, whatever they call it, whether it be a quest or whether it be, you know, you're gonna fight this level of the spaceship. But when you beat the boss, and then this cutscene happens, and more of the story progresses. And then, you know, that's what, you know, I mean, that's what they designed it for.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't successful, then GTA 6 wouldn't be the biggest thing coming out in 18 months. And people are talking about it now like it's the biggest thing ever. and that's all from open world cutscenes, storylines, quests. It's it's a common formula of just like, it's a hero's journey, the protagonist and how they
And
how
so
they
you
go.
said the hero's journey. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything that's exciting is a hero's journey.
Oh well, the hero's journey is what life's really about.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go and get roughed up. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to though. You're supposed to go and experience things, and it makes you like better for the wear. You know what I mean? Like so, like a diamond doesn't really become a diamond unless it gets tumbled, and
Right.
a stone doesn't become polished unless it gets tumbled. And so it's like that is really, I think, the purpose of life is it's not to have a bad life, but it's to experience things that make you better. You know what I mean?
You can't just sit,
Yeah.
I like routine until I get bored with routine. Then I need some chaos until it gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to it's part of being an introvert.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've become more extroverted now, I guess, because spiritual growth and things like that. But I've also accepted that I wasn't broken as an introvert. There wasn't anything to fix with my personality. I just needed to accept it.
Yeah.
And learn how to
Stop
be it.
feeling broken, right? Because
Right.
like society makes you feel like you're broken.
Yeah.
They do that. Like I don't know why, and maybe that's part of the journey too. Like, but it just seems like a lot of people they feel broken, and it's like you're not really broken. There's nothing really wrong with you. You just think that shit because people have told you that you don't fit the normal or
Are
whatever.
you married?
Yeah.
At your
What do
age,
you do for a living?
What do you do for a living? Are you married? How many kids do you have? Do you own your own home? I'll leave like a laundry list, like a grocery checkoff list. If you have this, you should be. And nobody's, so are you happy?
Yeah.
Because I've seen, I've talked to men, I own all these cars and, in the house, and you look at it and you're like, are you
I
happy?
think we both know that person.
That kind of person. You look at it, you can own everything, but are you happy?
Yeah.
If you're happy, then yeah, I'm glad you own all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just buying all this stuff, to brag or to mask your feelings of emptiness. But yeah, it's that kind of person that really makes you start to question.
Yeah. Have you ever read? Did you know Bruce Lee wrote a book?
No, I didn't know.
So he was like a kind of a philosopher also, and he wrote this book, and it's just I really like the style of the way he wrote the book. I can't remember what it's. I think it's called Striking Thoughts, and it's like he'll have a topic, and then he'll just go on to his thoughts about the topic. But he's like that dude was like one of the smartest people ever in the history of the world, I think, and he had this one thing, and it was like, don't buy your kids everything that you didn't have. Teach them everything you didn't know. You know what I mean? So like, you should really be teaching them everything that you've learned rather than just fucking buying them everything. Because what good does that do? When you just buy I didn't have that, so I'm gonna do it for my kids. Like it
Right.
teaches them. It does nothing for them.
No.
It just makes them spoiled like my kid, like my middle son.
Well, yeah.
He's so spoiled. And I'm like, I just know, like, I'm just hoping there's a chance later on in our lives where I get to like teach him all this shit that I've learned. Because I learned a lot, and like it. But I think that's really important. I don't think it's about buying them shit. I don't know. Maybe I just jump topics. I don't know.
No, you brought a point. You're like, I want to teach him.
Yeah.
It's a paternal love, and it actually triggered a memory from today, because there's a doctor at work, or there's a man at work. He's got his doctorate. He's an NP. He's got an alphabet of titles behind his name.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I need you to help me hook my computer up to this TV, for my presentation I'm about to do. Well, it's basically just, you can't just hook it up like a monitor.
Yeah.
But instead I told him how to connect it wirelessly, I said, do you have a smart TV at home? He goes, yeah. And so I said, all right, well, I did it step by step. I said, click there, click there, click there. And he's like, I thought you were going to do it. I was like, no, I'm going to teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
Because, I can do this for you, but you're not going to learn shit.
Yeah.
If I teach you how to do it, then that means you can do it without, me stopping my day to come up here and do it for
every
you.
time, yeah.
Like I'm in the AV club as a
Yeah.
kid. And he goes, well, you're really good at that, because I, taught him me and Mark, taught him a lot of things. And of course, he's, taught other people. He goes, you're just a good teacher. And I don't have, and I guess that's the kind of influence I have with people. Since I don't have the paternal, the fatherly teaching, I don't have, not having kids. it never has occurred to me that I want to teach somebody something.
Yeah.
I just do it.
I love teaching.
Well, I'd rather teach you how to do it so you don't bother me no more.
Yeah.
So I have less human interaction with you.
You're a shit teacher.
You know, if you're a bad teacher,
Selfish
then
teacher.
you just keep coming back. If I teach you really good, you go away and you start thinking on your
Something
own.
quite beautiful.
And you grow. And I was like, yay! I taught this person, they grew, and they don't talk to me no more.
I love teaching. I don't know what it is. I love teaching.
I love influencing in a positive way, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Like it's a legacy for me.
I think the first time I ever taught somebody anything, I was in military school, and we used to have to volunteer all around Galveston to do like community service stuff, and it would go towards college. We would get money towards college for it if we did it. So we went to this elementary school. I remember this kid was like in 3rd grade and he couldn't read. This little kid that I got paired up with.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "You can't read?" You know, I would just help him with his homework and shit. But when he told me he couldn't read, I'm like, how the fuck are you in 3rd grade and you can't fucking read? Like,
No child left behind.
who's doing this shit to you? You know, this is like 1999.
No, it was,
Oh, they were doing it back then?
They were doing it back
Oh,
then.
okay.
Yeah, it was the first Bush under.
Well, they left that one.
Yeah.
But like I taught him how to read, like no problem. It was so quick. It didn't take very long. He was reading within weeks.
Right.
And I mean, I don't even know if that kid remembers me. You know what I mean? But like in my mind, I guess the selfish part of my mind, I hope he does. But like it doesn't really fucking matter. Like I just felt so. And there's actually a photo of me showing like when I'm teaching it. Somebody took a photo.
Right.
And I was in like a newspaper or some shit. But like it was like not for that, but just they just put us in the newspaper. But that's what I was doing in that photo. Is I was teaching that little kid to read. I just couldn't believe you're in 3rd grade and nobody gave a fuck like to teach you how to read. Like
He
I mean,
knew
who knows where
he
his
flew
life?
under the radar. He knew how, like.
Yeah, but even your mom and dad, like they're not gonna show you. Like what the fuck?
He faked his way through it. He knew.
Yeah, he did.
Which is, I mean, just like like the old, I taught my horse how to count, and you ask him what 2 + 2, and he, 4, and you ask him like that. He's not watching. He's not knowing how he can't count. What he's watching is you, because we all, like, oh, 4, and he would stop. And so the kid probably doing the same thing. He probably found a way how to fake it through.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I did with colors.
We had like a customer that came in like months ago, and he was with like his girlfriend and some friends or whatever. He had just gotten out of prison, and his girlfriend did all his paperwork, and I was just like, oh, this dude can't read. I mean, that's the only thing I could get. Like,
Right.
why would you know like he can't read?
Yeah.
So, I was just like, holy fuck, they're still out there. They're still out there somewhere.
They're still a little.
What a wild experience that must be.
I
Be in America and can't read. Fuck.
Yeah, that's how many missed opportunities there.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is out there for real. I mean, there's still.
You know what I heard recently? That 16% of the United States population has an IQ under 85.
Well, I mean, it's 8 million people or something like that.
No, I think it was. I think when I did the math, it was like 60 or 40. I think it was like 60 or 40 million. Is what that adds up to. I think I probably did 400 million or something. But it's like 64 million. It's some crazy number. I was like, holy fuck, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Shante was like, that's not that many. I was like, that's a lot, dude. I was like, that is a
$8 billion,
huge. Yeah, like that's a huge amount. In just America, under 85? Fuck, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
A lot of dummies out there.
I don't know what mine is.
Oh, you don't?
No,
So
never
in
tested.
in the 8th grade, so like I was never doing my schoolwork, like ever. And my parents finally got tired of that shit, and because I was always failing everything, and at the very end of the year, I'd have to hustle really hard to bring all my grades up. And so in middle school, that worked wonderfully because I could do it in middle school. But now in high school, they have that shit split up into like 4s, so you have like a semester, whatever the fuck it was. It's split into quarters, and so if you fail one quarter, then like the next year you have to do that quarter again. And so like in high school, I was getting like 4. I was just totally tuned out. I was failing all that shit. I was gonna have to be in the 9th grade again. So my mom had me tested, and but I didn't know it. They just called me to this office. I went to the library with this lady, and we did these puzzles. And it was so easy. I was just like, blah, 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 blah. I did it so quick. And then I went back to class. The next day I came home from school, and my mom was like in the kitchen, and she got this stupid look on her face, and she goes, do you remember taking a test yesterday at school? And I was like a stoner kid, so I was like, I had an attitude all the time, I was just like okay, yeah, I took a test, you know, and she's like, well, that was an IQ test, and I smiled at her and I go, oh, okay, what'd I get? And I just thought they pulled everybody out to do this stupid test, and but she had them test me because I was failing everything all the time, and so I go, well, what did I get? And she goes, I'm not gonna tell you because you just be an asshole to everybody. And I was like, okay. I was like, good enough for me. Like, let the asshole be. Like, and so then after she died, I found the paperwork and it was like 140. Yeah. I don't know. I know that's above average, but I don't know how far it was average. You know.
I know I'm above average.
I just, like, you know. But so when I found the paperwork, it was kind of cool because I was like, oh, all right, well here it is in writing, you know. But like my whole life, I always knew that like.
But your mom had to have you tested because she's like, my genetics cannot be this stupid.
I just didn't like school.
I get it. You know,
fucking school, like learning for what? Like literally, look at me now. Like none of that shit matters. I got an accountant to do my math. Like I like, you know, like I'm not the greatest at building things, but I can build some shit that I can make it happen. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But I just always thought that was like it's like one of my highlights of my life, just because I remember that look on her face. It's like she's like. Well, you had to take a test yesterday, and she's like almost kind of tearing up because she was happy because she thought I was.
Like she was proud of you.
She thought I was stupid. Yeah, they were like, "What is wrong with this kid?"
They're like relieved.
Yeah. Doesn't mean anything though. Like, doesn't mean I'm gonna be okay. Like, I guess it made her feel better though.
Yeah, it made her feel better about herself, knowing that her genetics aren't that fucking.
Probably. That's probably what it was.
You know?
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, my parents had me tested, but it was, you know, for other reasons. And they were like, "Oh, you're just depressed. You're not hearing the voices." So, you know, that makes me feel better. Yeah. Everybody gets depressed. No, they didn't have to have me tested for my IQ. They were like, I think he's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
He just, you know, just leave him alone.
He'll be fine. I wonder what happens to a lot of those kids. Like, so they all go to like government stuff, right? Like when their parents die, like retarded. I always see retarded kids with their. I would assume it's their grandparents, but now that I had thought about it a little more, I was like, oh, that could have been their mom, you know, technically, right? So, but I always see like older people with. Do you call them retarded? I know we're not supposed to, but like I just like the word. But what do you call them if you don't call them retarded?
Mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged. Yeah. Okay, so I always see mentally challenged people with like older people, and I'm just it makes me sad because I'm like at the jiu-jitsu gym, there's this lady that comes with her mentally challenged kid, and I'm just like, what's gonna happen to this kid when that woman dies?
He becomes a ward of the state.
That sucks.
And they go into a group home setting.
Really? Oh,
yeah. And they have social services.
Still they're like 60 or 80 or.
Just you know.
That's the government that pays for all that.
Yeah, you know your tax work. You know your tax. And then you get them jobs like Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
You know for like 50 cents an hour. You know.
50 cents? That's not fair at all. Just because they're retarded?
No, because they're volunteering.
Oh.
You know, and you know they still get paid. You know, like they get their Social Security check.
They get a check. Okay.
You know, things like that. But they, you know, they have social services for them.
So I saw a group of them today at Five Below. That's probably what they're.
Right.
They come from a house.
Yeah.
Oh, poor babies.
Yeah.
Poor babies.
And you know they're functional. I mean they're working. You know they're happy. You know they're not just stuck in the house. You know, fighting each other. At least they're able to do that. You know, some people in group homes they can't leave.
Yeah.
You know, they're heavily college ones. You know. Yeah.
Like the kids that are making sheep noises and shit.
Right.
I used to have one of those kids in my school. He used to walk down the hallway just being a sheep all day long.
Some kind of Tourette's or something.
It was hilarious. I don't know what it was. It's funny as fuck. I mean, you know, if that's bad to say, well, let me come back as that in my next life. I'm sure I'll have a fine time.
Well, I mean, you gotta respect those people. They act like that. They don't give a fuck. I mean, like,
yeah, hell yeah.
It's like
little beast. Yeah, he's having a great time.
Yeah. You know, to you, it's funny, and you know, he should be embarrassed. But no, fuck, he's having a great time.
Nah, what's there to be embarrassed about?
That's what you know. He's just like.
What do you think happened to those guys? Like hundreds and hundreds, not like let's go back 1,000 years. Do you think they were retarded?
I think
you never hear about that. I've studied a lot of history. I've never heard about that.
Well, there wasn't a lot of genetic mixing back then either. And I'm not saying racial things. I'm saying,
yeah.
They had they were so close knit. They're like and places where it's a lot of, like, over in Asia, there's not a lot of mental retardation there.
Really?
Yeah, and over in India, there's not a lot of as probably is here, because, and it's just genetic mapping. Anytime you do genetic progression, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, you're gonna have some anomalies every once in a while. Somebody's gonna have an extra chromosome.
Oh, okay. I seen this one video, and like I couldn't even tell the girl was retarded, but she like was doing some dance, and then she like turned or whatever, and like when she was doing the dance, she had a big old ass, and so like I went to the comments, and they were like, "I see where that extra chromosome went," shit like that. I was like, "Oh my god." Dudes would just fucking be perverted no matter what.
Dude, comment section on a YouTube video is the worst place in the world. That's Dante's ring a bell right there.
No, it was just on like Instagram, but still.
Okay,
I've never been to the comment section on YouTube, so I've never like cared what anybody commented about a video.
But you need to interact with these people.
Yeah.
You need to be able to.
No, I'm gonna give you the password and you're gonna do it.
Okay.
I keep saying that. I need to give it to you already. Well, it's 5432. So a little. I'll give it to you later. Though.
Yeah.
I think like me and Jenny are like I think it'll log you into all my accounts though, like because it's one password I think for all the accounts. I don't know. I'll have to look.
It's not good. You just log in and talk to people.
Just be safe with my password. Don't need you fucking up my 2 subscribers on my other YouTube channel.
Jesus.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to be down to 1. I don't know who those people are.
You're the one over here dropping R bombs and shit like that, and I don't know when it's gonna get us canceled.
No. Oh no, we got customers.
No, they pulled up earlier.
Did they? I think they pulled up just now. The one girl standing in front of the door. Well, should we wrap it up anyway? It's been about an hour, right?
Yeah, it's been about an hour.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Later.
Let's see if we can do this right.